Hi guys. So for the rest of this unit, much of the notes you're going to do are actually going to be in the video form. The reason for that is we don't have time to allow you to work in class and to do regular lecture. And I think working together in class with me there to help you is far more valuable than you just sitting quietly and taking notes. So we're going to do this video form. The cool thing about this is not only do you get a chance to go at your own pace, so you can stop the video or pause it anytime you need to catch up, you also don't have to wait for anybody else to finish. And I can get a better feeling of how much you know because instead of just the one or two people who like to answer, I get feedback from all of you because of the quizzes. So periodically you'll see the video will pause and the screen will move over and you'll get questions on the side. They will be graded. The grade will come from 10 points for having completed it on time. If you're late, of course, less than that. And the other 10 points from your percentage. So if you get a 70%, you get 7 points, and if it's on time, you get 10, so you get a 17 out of 20. Be forewarned, you can't fast forward, but you can rewind. So in our problem, we're looking at purple flowers and white flowers and tall plants and short plants again. We're looking at a plant that's heterozygous for both. So if it's heterozygous for both, big F, little f will result in purple, and big T, little t will result in tall. Conversely, little f will be white, and once again, big T, little t will be tall. So for this method, we look at each parent separately. So we look at the first parent that's heterozygous for both. When we FOIL it, we're going to start with the first F, which is big, and the first T, which is big. Then we go to the outside, so the outside F, which is big, and the outside T, which is little. The inside F is little, and the inside T is big. And finally, the last, little f and the little t are both last. For the other one, we're going to look at first, so little f, big T, and then outside, little f, little t. It's coming, there we go. And then inside, little f, big T, and then last, little f, little t. Now, you may notice that there's some repeating there. We'll talk about that in a couple minutes. So we make our Punnett square. And then we start to fill it in, being super careful to fill it in without messing up. I tend to go too quickly and mess up. So go slowly. I'm actually going to hit fast forward. But make sure that you're pulling it down from the top and over from the side and being careful that you're making all your capital T's and big T's together. So if we're looking for purple and tall, we're going to look for at least one big F and one big T. So that's going to be these 6. Notice they all have big F, little f. Some have big T, and some have big T, little t. There's 6 out of the 16, so that gives us a 6 out of 16 ratio. Looking at purple and short, it's going to need to have a capital F, but only recessives for short, so little t's. There's only 2 that have that, and they both have big F, little t, little t. So our ratio is going to be 2 out of 16. Looking at the white then, we're going to need recessives for the F, but at least one capital for the T, for tall. So that's going to be these. And that gives us 2 different genotypes. Both have little f, but some are homozygous for T's, big T, and others are heterozygous, big T, little t. And of the 16, there are 6. So 6 out of 16. Finally, we're going to be looking at what has recessive for both, so only lower cases. And there are 2, and both of them have little f, and little t. So 2 out of 16. We can always check our work by making sure that they add up to 16. Now, what you may have noticed is that the top 2 rows are exactly the same as the bottom 2 rows. That's because these 2 are exactly the same as these 2. So you're really writing it twice. So those of you who were astute to notice that could decide to do that. And so consequently, when you look at your numbers, you get the same exact results, only everything's out of 8. So 3 out of 8, 1 out of 8, etc. And if you reduce 6 out of 16, you get the same exact thing. So you can do that, just be careful that you're not oversimplifying too quickly before you quite understand why. Okay, if you have any questions, come see me. Hopefully you like this method of going through stuff.